JIWA KORUP explores the corrupt side of the police force, where crime against another officer often goes unpunished, historically. So within that world, and means especially when it comes to preventing scandal. So you have this section of traffic cops, who some of which are intimately connected, and when it is discovered, cop is ordered to exterminate his partner. So we kind of see, the corruption in various forms. We first see, sort of this idea of we can kind of get away with anything because we're cops, and we can kind of have this whole, you know, perverse sort of like back and forth in relationship, and it doesn't affect our jobs in any way, shape, or form, and it's fine. And then you also see this other sort of corruption in terms of when a cop is ordered to exterminate his partners and a means to keep the scandal at bay. Animation is fully AI. And so there's some gruesome scenes, especially when, we're going to the extermination part. They probably have this lesser punch than they would if it was live action because it's AI. So I feel like they were able to take it farther in some of these. I think that they would have been obviously harder to watch. I think if they were live action, they might have also been harder to do. Um, I've always impressed every time I see an AI and immersive animation to see just how it continues to move its way into the forefront of filmmaking, and how more lifelike it becomes over time. It really does allow filmmakers to push the boundaries that they may have not otherwise been able to do so. And so I do wonder if this film, because it has a lot of boundaries as far as like sexualization and things like that, and violence, extreme violence, if this is something that would have even existed if AI did not, it was not in play. And I'm not sure if it would have.
JIWA KORUP. Okay, this was an interesting concept. The idea of two police officers who are in love with each other but then are rejected by society. It's an interesting angle. I think that the story was very tragic but very beautiful at the same time. It was an interesting exploration of AI too. So yes, it was an interesting effort, and I really like how the filmmakers try to explore this aspect of love and relationships, and how people uh, are still, you know, attacked or punched by who they are. It's nonsense, but it happens. So I think the film does a great work exploring this problematic.
This was a real remarkable film for a lot of reasons. I think the imagery is powerful. Um, it seems to be a really strong use of AI, um, and a convincing use, I guess. It's very dramatic in its presentation, but um, I mean it's fairly convincing. That said, I mean I think we all would still prefer live actors, but no, it's an interesting piece. Um, yeah, really, the message is powerful. Again, the imagery is powerful. That the dark aesthetic really works here. Um, the contrast, not only visual quality, but also of the story and the characters, and what we're seeing and how it's portrayed versus what we're used to. I think it was really powerful. Overall, it's a really good concept and it's executed really well.
This film is called JIWA KORUP. Wow, this was a fabulous LGBTQ plus short. The writing was so dramatic, lots of descriptions of police loyalty and love despite various corruptions. The passion between the characters was incredible, lots of sensuality and also sadness due to loss. The soundtrack was really soulful and timely. I particularly like the strong piano refrains throughout. The AI is excellent. The images of water, blood, mud, and rain were recurring and added to the heightened themes of the piece. I would be interested to see this project being extended into a feature. Well done.